All right, welcome LCA. Today I have the pleasure of talking to Scott Sillari. He is the head of sales and marketing at RealSync. And today we're going to talk about Gmail and CRM hacks that can help you convert some more deals. So Scott also brought a user of this technique that we're going to learn, and that's Laura Fleming. Laura, you're out in Hawaii?
Hey, aloha guys. Yes, my team is on Oahu in Hawaii.
Very good. And so Scott, this is something that I've been really curious about since I saw you on Sisu. So can you go into more of what you've been developing behind the scenes and what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. And thank you for having me. I'm excited to be speaking to the community of lab coats. I've been part of the community for a long time, so it's very exciting. I appreciate it. And Laura, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
You're awesome. Yeah. So to get to it, Felix, RealSync. So, God, I mean, when we talk tech and as a team and an owner, right? A lot of times there's like a million systems. You don't know what to use. It's overwhelming. And for most of the time, man, it's really just about maximizing the systems you already decided to use, right? And how can you maximize those? And in addition to that, maximizing the fact that these systems have APIs. And what that allows you to do is integrate, connect with them, automate more tasks between systems. And so when we decide to go down this path of developing an actual product and not just be an integration platform, the CBX Gmail extension, we put together an early adopter group, a user group, and we wanted to really learn from the agents on what we can do to bring value. And Laura's been part of this group since the very, very beginning. And so it was something that we went, you know what, if we're going to build something to add value and help support teams be more successful in converting leads and getting more leads into their database, we want to have the teams involved from the very beginning on what this is going to look like, how it's going to function. And so we really built it for the agent, the team, the broker to use. And it's right in your Gmail inbox. So the idea is that we're not just adding another software that you got to go log into. We're just helping you maximize your CRM that you're already using right there in your Gmail in the other place that you are all the time, right? So that was the idea, and kind of Laura can also speak to that, being part of the group from the very beginning and how we kind of went through that process of just improving the product to make it very, very useful for teams.
Yeah.
And Laura, can you speak on how difficult it was to learn or implement what Scott is talking about? Because I know we have people that are watching and various degrees of tech savviness and different age groups. So how would you say, how was the implementation of this?
Well, and thanks Scott and Felix for inviting us on. We were really excited to be one of the early adopters for this extension and this product. So, as far as the implementation goes, we have a pretty robust team, about 25 people with 17 located on the island and then the rest located elsewhere. So to say that there was a certain amount of worry or even trepidation about having to train, a large team all in different time zones on yet another, tool or resource, it was a little nerve-wracking to say the least, but this is extremely user-friendly. If you can get on the internet and type in gmail.com, you can use this extension. And so thankfully for us, it was just incredibly intuitive and our team caught on really, really quickly.
Yeah. Awesome. So can we talk about this more, Scott?
Absolutely.
What is this Chrome extension that we're talking about, and how does it all fit together?
Yeah. So like if you're using currently, we have it available for 4 CRMs within the real estate space: Follow Up Boss, Boomtown, Firepoint, and Sierra Interactive. And then we also have it coming for LionDesk, Brivity, and probably a few others over this year, right? We'll roll them out as fast as we can. How it works is it's just an extension within your Gmail and allows you to really build that bridge between what's happening in your Gmail every day with your contacts, whether it's managing someone that's in a transaction already and you have to update a lead assignment or add a task or add a note or add a follow-up call or add tags. You can do all that without leaving your Gmail if you're managing a contact, right? The other really popular big value is the fact that there's a big disconnect sometimes between what's happening in your sphere and the people that you've known forever, right, Laura? I mean, as far as like past clients, centers of influence, what's happening there, and that communication through Gmail and that disconnect on what's happening with them in your CRM. And so we bridge that gap. And what I mean by that is the extension actually identifies who's in your CRM and who isn't, and it prompts you to add a contact like that to your CRM if you're communicating or working with somebody in your Gmail that hasn't been added. And now you have this person that you've added into your CRM that you can add tasks to and tags and get them on campaigns and follow up with them. And in the end, convert them, right? At the end of the day, it's all about how do we get more profit to our bottom line, right? And can this product help us get more business in the door without really having to do a lot? And it goes back to the timeless, work your sphere. This helps you kind of, morph your sphere over into your CRM, right? And I know, Laura, you're nodding your head because this is a lot of stuff that you're doing every day, right? And maybe you can even speak to this a little bit more.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll speak to the fact that our team leaders recognized that there was an opportunity within our team to do better. And there's a great Maya Angelou quote, when you know better, you do better. And so we didn't know or have any tools that would really allow us to do this and leverage what you're talking about, Scott, which is the sphere of influence, or the leads that are not in, we use Boomtown as a CRM. So I'm going to refer to Boomtown quite a bit, but for us, the leads that are not in our Boomtown. And so we're getting these onesie, twosie, emails every week or so from clients that we're not scheduling follow-ups with. They're not on a drip plan. They're not getting automated e-alerts from our team. Why? Because they're not even in the CRM. And so, our agents are busy with showings. They're doing all of those dollar productive activities. So at the forefront of their mind, they're not going, oh, you know what? I should put this person into the CRM. Yet when we use the extension, which is where all of our agents are operating every day, it actually prompts them to do that. One of the other things I want to make sure you touch on, Scott, is the to-dos and the ability to set, mark off, change, all of those. That has really made our functionality infinitely better within the extension as well.
Yeah. So, and what she's referencing, Felix, is tasks, or, Boomtown calls them to-dos, right? And you probably can talk better to it than I can, Laura, but like, when you come into the homepage of the extension, Felix, you can see the tasks that you have due today, or the to-dos you have due today, and then the ones that are overdue. So not only can you manage all those right there when you come into your Gmail, you can check them off, you can update them, you can change them, you can actually assign a new one to someone else in your organization. So you can reassign a task as well. So you can do all that. And what it's allowing you to do is manage your CRM in a much simpler way, all in one spot, rather than having to go into the CRM and kind of navigate each contact record. So, I mean, Laura, maybe you can speak to like the efficiency of how those to-dos work, and not only creating them, but updating them and all that.
Sure. Well, we talk a lot about this on Team Lally, which is your database, is your data bank. I'm sure you guys have all heard that. And it's true. And, it's only as good as how well your team is using it. So if your team is utilizing it efficiently, you're going to see a much larger return on your investment, right, when it comes to CRM and usage. And the same goes for this extension. It just brings those things to the forefront without sort of the cumbersomeness, if that's a word, if I can make it a word, then it is, of, going, okay, well, let me get out of my Gmail. Let me go over to my CRM platform. Let me log into that. Let me figure out what this, it takes all of that, work, so to speak, out of it. And what do we know about agents? They get distracted.
We're unorganized. Yeah. Overwhelmed.
Yeah. They say, you know what? I'll come back. I'll hop in and I'll do it later. And in our experience, that happens rarely, if ever, because we're all busy and we're out there doing other things. So, with regard to the follow-ups, a real life example of that is, Scott, you email me back and you say, hey, you know what, we're going to be on the island, next week, starting February 10th. Can we connect up there for an in-person meeting and then go do some showings? You email me that. The extension picks up the fact that you are or you aren't in my CRM. In this case, you are. And then I can immediately do two things. I can update your category. Okay, this buyer just went from a watch to a hot buyer. They want to meet me next week and go out and look at properties. And then I can immediately, without leaving my Gmail platform, set a follow-up so that I don't let them slip through the cracks. I don't forget to follow up. It's right there pinging me, and I can do that in real time. And then I can move on to my next task.
This is amazing. So basically, they're working inside their Gmail, which we all have a Gmail account we work in every day. And then we're just getting emails just from our friends or family, maybe even third-party contacts that are trying to get business from us. And we can simply then just add them into our CRM through this Chrome extension. This is, I hope that our listeners are really getting this, because if you guys have tried for years to organize your database and have failed, this is a great solution for that.
Yeah, it can feel really overwhelming. And our team has done an incredible job of just organic growth in the CRM. Our CRM is about 50,000 leads strong.
Wow.
And so you can imagine the amount of follow-up and the amount of processes that really have to be implemented for a database like that. Now, that's been over the course of 15 years, yet if you have 50 leads to follow up with, the same goes. Are you really utilizing your CRM? Are you maximizing the capabilities? And what this extension does is it just gives you a piece of leverage between the platform that we're constantly on, which is our email, and the platform that gives us a high amount of leverage, which is our CRM.
And Scott, we got a question coming in from Amanda, and Amanda's asking, does this program sync with our Gmail calendar, with our CRM calendar? I'm using, I think it's Lax Contact.
Yeah. So if your CRM, most CRMs have an integration with the Gmail calendar. So the answer to the question is yes. If your CRM has an integration with the calendar, when you create the task, it has an option to enable calendar sync. So then you can drop that to do or task right onto your calendar if you want, if it's like a meeting, right? If you don't, so you have the option. So the answer is yes. Right. And then, yeah, but it goes back to like, does your CRM integrate? So the tool again is just, it's an extension of what your CRM's capabilities are, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
The way that we're using that in real life is when we set a follow-up to do, it asks you, do you want to sync this to your calendar? And because we have that synchrony in our CRM, we can opt to say yes. So right there in the Gmail platform, it will create a calendar invite when we do a to-do.
Yeah, within a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's quick, right? And this goes back to like what I said at the very beginning, is that a lot of people are using a lot of great tech softwares, but they're not maximizing the API, which is where the integration lies between different applications, right? And that's something that we take pride in as a company, on helping teams, real estate agents, take those next steps and being able to maximize really what their software can do,
And we're getting some questions on how
please.
people can get this extension. So I'm in the Google Chrome extension store. What would I search for?
Yeah, so right now it's private in Chrome, so you can't, and the reason is because you do have to connect through an API to your CRM. So we don't want people going to Chrome trying to download it and then they get stuck. I can give you a link to where it is. What's great about this, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost me? What's the deal with this? It's free. It's free. So it starts free. There are two versions. The one Laura is talking about is the pro version, which is the paid version. But the free version allows you to do a lot of the functionality. So it's a great way to test it out and see if you like it. See if you can, be like, all right, I want to start with the free version, right? So free allows you to add contacts, allows you to search any contact by email or name in your CRM, allows you to change lead status, and allows you to add notes. So you can do all that with the free version, get used to having it there in your Gmail, right? And then you can easily upgrade the pro if you decide. That's the paid version. Then it allows you to do the tasks, the tags, the lead assignment change, and some of those other features. You can save an email thread as an activity note as well in the CRM. So by the click of a button, just takes a snapshot of that email thread and drops it in as an activity note right in the top of your feed. So if something really important, you want to get that into the CRM, you can do that by the click of a button. You can also hit a launch CRM button in the extension, which pushes you right to the contact record you're working on in your CRM. So you don't have to go in the CRM, search the name, and pull it up that way. I know we're talking about seconds here, but over time, and Laura, again, can attest this, it can save you a lot of time from, jumping back and forth, right, as well. So, Jake, I'll give you the link to where people can sign up, and then also I'll give you at the end, again, I don't like to sell here, but I want people to be able to try this out. But I will be able to give anyone in Lab Coats a really good promotional offer, specific, that we haven't given out to anybody else, because I told Tristan that, hey, if you're going to help us out and put us in front of people to help more teams, because at the end of the day, man, it's what it's all about, right? How can we help more businesses, teams be successful within their real estate, and allow them to be, just allow them to get back to what they're good at, which is actually talking to people, communicating with people, selling real estate, helping people get into homes, right? And as a business owner, you get caught up once you go from just being an agent to running a business. You have a lot more to do, right? You're wearing a million hats, and if we can simplify that process and allow the agent to be more productive and successful within their business, that's what we're trying to do as a company, right? So yeah, we're gonna have a promotional offer where you can get the pro version at 50% off for 3 months by just putting in a promo code LAB50. But go to this landing page. It takes you through a very seamless process on how to download the extension, right? But you are going to have to connect through your API. So you're going to have administrative level in your CRM, whether it's, you or your team leader, or, whoever's running your brokerage. You're going to have to get access that way, right? So I know we saw a question about KW Command. So what I suggest for any Keller Williams agents out there, send emails to anyone at KW about opening up their API, because their API is not available for us to build integration to. Once they make it available, that would be something that we would do. But I think they have, I don't know, what their standing is right now with that. So that's my answer for you, Pam.
And Laura, so you've been in this test group for how long?
How long have we been using this now, Scott? Since the very, very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, June, July last year, sometime.
I was gonna say it has to be 7 or 8 months now. Yeah. And I wanted to touch on one thing, when we first implemented this tool, one of the main goals for us, and our team leaders are great at reminding us, right, of the things that we know, and yet we need someone to sort of remind us of these things. So you all probably know this, real estate can be very litigious. I think it's one of the most litigious industries nowadays. And so one of the things that we were looking to do was also make sure that we were keeping accurate records of what our team and our agents were advising our clients. And we know that a lot of the email communication, despite the functionality of Boomtown, was happening in Gmail. That platform's it's more user-friendly, frankly, for us. And some of the CRMs, their email's a little clunky. So we knew that there were emails that were happening between clients and our agents that weren't necessarily logged in our CRM. And so what we wanted to do was make sure that those communications were making their way to the CRM. So we had an accurate log of what we were advising the clients, and making sure that, there's a little bit of making sure that you're covered in the case that something litigious or questionable could arise. And that really has been great insurance for us as well.
Yeah, it's a huge feature, especially for Boomtown clients. Certain CRMs just don't have great Gmail integrations with email, still. So this gives that option to get, the really important data or information that's in your email, somewhere where it's, right in your activity feed, right in your CRM, just by the click of a button. So it's a pretty cool feature that we added in. And again, it goes back to the input. If it wasn't for Laura, Adrian, Attilio, the team Lally, if it wasn't for them and their input as being, teams and agents using these products, we may have skipped over that to be in this extension, and so it goes back to what we talked about is, when we do anything as a company, our intent is to make sure that we're being advised by agents and by teams that are, day to day working in real estate and with their feet in the ground, so that we're building products that fit them and help them be more successful.
Yeah, and we appreciate that, Scott. Jumping on conference calls with you and the team were incredibly helpful. In fact, one of the features that I know came out of some of our team's discussions and perhaps other teams was that we're now able to transfer a lead from one agent to another on our team. And that's been incredibly helpful because of the structure of our team, which I know emulates a lot of others. You have people who specialize in working with buyers, and we have agents that specialize in working with sellers. And on Team Lally, we also have inside sales agents that are working on lead conversion. And so what happens, again, is that we have the opportunity to really maximize the efficiency, so we can update the category. And in real time, this is how our team's using it, okay? And this is really and truly how we're able to make this efficient for ourselves every day. So we'll update their category, we'll update their tags, we'll put in the to-dos, and then we can transfer the lead from the inside sales agents, and they transfer it directly to the listing agents. And then our listing agents are reaching out almost immediately. So it's helping a lot of those little things, and it's helping us not get caught up in the minutia, right, of the everyday little things, so we can focus on the bigger picture. So that's been one incredibly helpful tool that I know came out of some conversations as well.
Yep.
Wow. So helps efficiency, helps some risk management with being able to log important emails and notes about the file. So what are you seeing also a pickup of conversion on your database after 7 months?
Sure. And I mean, that's something that our team has always strived for, is extremely high conversion rates. Where the rubber really met the road was when we're pulling those reports and we're looking at how many of our agents have past due follow-ups. And so we were pulling those up, and it's just all red. And so now there is a significantly lower amount of red. In other words, our agents are actually paying attention to what the extension is telling them, which is, hey, you need to follow up with these 5 people today, because it's right there front and center for them in the morning.
And Scott, so that promo code, was it Lab 50 or LabCoat 50?
Lab 50. Sorry.
Lab 50.
Yeah, Lab 50. And so that is available if you sign up for the pro version in the next 2 days. Okay. And then if you sign up anytime this month, you type in Lab 25, that's 25% discount for the next 3 months as well. So I want to incentivize people that are watching this right now and super excited about it to get more of a discount. And then anyone that kind of sees this later on can still get a discount. They can reach out to me. I'll get on calls with any team leads. I mean, we're here to have more stories like Laura with helping teams, because we really believe in the product and what we built, and we've put a lot of time into it as a company. And we believe that's going to kind of change the way a lot of teams work within their Gmail, their centers of influence, and their CRM. And then in addition to that, we do have more features coming with it. Eventually, we're going to have where Laura can start a drip campaign right there in the extension. So as she adds a tag, she can add a drip. And then if some CRMs have transaction functions, So if there is a transaction feature, that will be available as well. So that's part of our product development in the coming months. What's nice is when we make updates, you don't have to do anything. It's just there. It's just there in your extension, which is
It's
awesome.
like a little Christmas present.
Yeah.
It just shows
Well,
up. Great.
We'll let you know, but it'll be there. You'll see it. I think we have a little feature now where it says new next to the thing for a little while. So you know that's a new feature in the extension.
And we had a question from Facebook. Can you also type in the link you posted on Zoom in the Facebook page for getting the service? So
do you want me to, where do you want me to post it? In Facebook?
I think they're asking for in the live stream on Facebook.
Okay, let me get on Facebook. I'm the worst.
And while you're doing that, Scott, can you tell us the CRM platforms that you are compatible with right now? Again, I'll type it in the chat.
Yep, it's we're compatible with FirePoint, Boomtown, Follow Up Boss, and Sierra Interactive. So those 4, and then we have Lion Desk coming very soon. Lion Desk is like the next week or 2. And then we are going to roll it out with additional CRMs. I don't want to say which ones yet because we haven't prioritized that yet, but more. And we're just going to keep adding, right? And so that in the end, that it's available with anyone that's using a CRM over time and can have this available to them, right? I'm looking for my video. Is it under? Where are we live in the group?
Should be LabCoatAgents.
Yeah, but like under events or just under discussion. Yeah, let me refresh it here. I'm terrible at Facebook. Sorry, guys. I'm terrible at Facebook.
You of all people.
I know, man. I know. So anytime you see me doing anything on Facebook, it's because I hired someone to be in my Facebook.
Come up with these genius resources and then you fumble around in Facebook. Scott, I'm going to hold you accountable.
Scrolling, there's like 1 million posts. I don't see it. Anyway,
so I think Jake has us covered. So Jake says that he posted on Facebook.
Ah, thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Is there any other questions? Felix, you have any other questions?
No, great. Just it sounds great. I'm really curious about how many new people that Laura and maybe Scott from you, other users in this beta test group have seen adding from their center of influence sphere, just from being in their Gmail all the time. And then the conversion. So are you guys seeing a higher conversion from this? Because I mean, yes, it's with every contact that comes into your Gmail, but that's also a lot of the lead sources that you're paying for, the portal leads that you're paying for. You're also contacting them inside your Gmail. So I'd love to see maybe like how many additional people from just your center of influence you've added and maybe other users experience in the beta group. And then also from a conversion standpoint, what kind of conversion increase are we seeing? We're definitely seeing efficiency. I can see that all over the place, and it makes it a more seamless and enjoyable process of follow-up. But what about the conversion numbers? I'd love to know more about that.
Yeah.
And Felix, you're a data guy. Like you like data, right?
I like to know everything about everything, but we just don't have enough time sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'll say this: efficiency equals conversion. Processes equal conversion. And so those are the things that our team leaders are constantly looking to evolve and maximize. And I'll tell you, our team gets hit up with a lot of these, opportunities or try this out and do this and do that. And they're very, very selective about the things that they choose to implement and bring onto the team. This has been one of the things that we brought it on, and B, we have kept it. And as you can see, just, Adrian and Attilio having me join in with Scott today, I mean, we're loyal fans. We're huge fans. We're mega fans, Scott. But, it's hard to pinpoint what the conversion rate differences actually are due to this extension. What I can tell you is that it has made every team member that's involved in our CRM more efficient. And we know that efficiency equals conversion. And that's what we're looking to maximize. As far as your question on sphere of influence, I'd actually have to pull the numbers to see what they were this time last year compared to what they were this time or now. I'll put it in the comments after the video. I think that's a good point, Felix. And I bet you our SOI numbers have gone way up.
Yeah, and I bet you and your team saved hundreds and hundreds of hours of scouring through your Gmail to pull out data and data entry into all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and going back to the efficiency, like, though, getting those people in to your database, right, and building your sphere, and then like that little time savings. I mean, it adds up to months and years over your lifetime, right? Or especially when you're working within this industry for a long time. So it's and then like, how many times do you go back and remember and like you see an email from someone that you never added and like you haven't talked to them in a year and you just completely forgot about them?
Yep.
Like, and it's like little things like that. And like, I wish I had numbers for you too, Felix, but like, it kind of goes back to like when you're advertising and branding yourself everywhere in your community as a real estate team, it's like you can kind of pinpoint where the leads are coming from, but like people are kind of seeing you everywhere, right? And I feel like this tool is kind of like that. It's like, this is like, it's just adding like this connectivity, this bridge to a lot of the things you're already doing, but just as Laura said, making it more efficient, easy, and clean so that those little things that you may have been forgetting, you're not forgetting anymore. And yeah, of course, with that, it's going to lead to deals, but can you say like, it led to this many? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be hard to justify that. It's one of the pieces that leads to more production, though, for sure.
I'll say this, Scott. When we go and we look through the files that are pending, or for us that's in escrow in our CRM, we see all of the SyncBot emails that have come from the extension and over to Boomtown. And that's been a notable change because immediately we also have a transaction coordinator. So if you don't have a team and you're an independent agent, but you have a TC, it creates that connectivity between you and your teammate. You can see the email exchanges that are happening. And so if you have a TC who you allow into your CRM to look at your files, he or she can go in there and make note of those sequence of emails as well. So, I mean, it's been a noticeable change. And again, our agents are always a little skeptical when we bring on something new. And I mean, it's been rave reviews. So.
Yeah, I can definitely see the value. I mean, just in pulling out your center of influence just from your Gmail, and everyone that just contacts you, from the distribution of business cards and everything that you're putting out there. So this is so huge for productivity and efficiencies. We can definitely see that. Scott, this is a question I know you somewhat answered, but Amanda is asking if there's a place to go to. So her CRM, I don't think is currently compatible. She's asking, how does she find out which future CRMs are compatible? So it seems like she wants to jump on board in the future.
Yeah. So it goes back to need and like how many people we have talking to us about specific CRMs, but some of the other CRMs, I would say, Brevity is one that we have in our queue that we will build out to. We want to eventually build out the Chime as well. And I'm trying to think if there's any, that would be 7. We want to build KV Core and KW Command, but those are limited on them opening up, their API. Same with Commissions Inc. We would love to build out an integration with them as well. KV Core, KW Command, and Commissions Inc. Those 3 have closed APIs, or they're only allowing certain companies to build direct integrations with them. They have not made them public, right? So like we're limited in that aspect of this extension needs to connect through your API to function at the level that we're making it function. So that limits us. But Brevity and Chime are in our they're in our roadmap for this year, if not, by the middle of the year, just depending on priorities.
Laura,
so hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that helps Amanda out. And Laura, you've been using this for 7+ months now. I know Scott and I have asked you some questions. Anything else that you've seen that we haven't asked you that you think would benefit the group?
No, I mean, this has been a great discussion, and it's helped revitalize, for us why we decided to invest in this early on and be a part of it. I will say this from Scott and the team, we've seen an evolution of the functionality in the extension, which has been awesome. And so even when we came on early adopters, it didn't have as much functionality as it now has. And they're always looking to evolve and find out, what do the agents need? What do the rainmakers need? What does the team want? What's going to help make everybody more efficient? And in the end, what's going to generate a return on the investment? Because after all, that's what it's about. Any tool, any resource that we're investing in, we're really scrutinizing, is this going to bring us a return on our investment? So no, I mean, it's been a great tool so far, and I hope that was helpful to everybody.
Yes, thank you so much for your input. And I think the personal and specific situations that you and your team leaders have used it in have really been helpful to the group to understand how this product would service them on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. I really appreciate it.
I will send you my invoice. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
Just kidding.
No, Laura's the one that's in my Facebook. So, Felix, thanks so much, man. I mean, do you have any other questions for us, or does anyone else?
I don't. I think I'm definitely ready to sign up myself and get the trial and see if I can use this product also for my team. But I'll definitely use it personally. I can see the benefits of this. We did have a question about the cost. So what's the investment of the upgraded version on?
The upgrade's only $10 a month per user.
Oh,
right?
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things where we're like, I mean, look, we wanted to we don't want to gouge people. And we know that, if you have a team of 5, it's $50. It's not that big of a deal. When you start talking brokerages, you can get up to hundreds of agents. It might be a lot per month for, someone to pay initially. But once you get in it and you see the value of it, I feel like then it's just tough. It's like you come to a landing page and you try to see the value. You don't get a conversation like this all the time, right? And understanding how someone that's a peer is using it. Once you do, it's a no-brainer, right? So you get the discount. So it's only $5 if you go sign up right now for the next 3 months. Yeah.
So literally save hundreds of hours in efficiency and also have a more streamlined tasking for your transactions and for how you convert for $120 a year. That's a no-brainer to me. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is it too cheap? Should we raise the price?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
We're agents. We like cheap. We like cheap and effective.
Yeah.
So that. Scott, anything else we missed that you would like to share with the group that you want to add?
No, I mean, just, we're here to, like I said, throughout, we're here to help you be successful in your business. So, whether it's getting on the phone with our support or just pinging me, Scott@realsync.com, I'm happy to jump on. I'll jump on your team meetings to help you adopt the product. Like we really are like 100% focused on not only getting this product in real estate team's hands, but also making sure that it's adopted, because that's a big thing. But I think, as Laura can attest to, once you start using it a little bit, it becomes very natural to have, because it's right there in your Gmail inbox. Yep. And it creates this nice flow. And I was always talking about, how do we flow from your Gmail into your CRM? How's the extension right there to keep that flow going? And that's what we've tried to build here.
And yes, there will be a replay to this webinar. We will upload it onto our YouTube channel make sure you're subscribed to the LabCoatAgents YouTube channel for that. So yes, we are recording this and we will have it on replay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time today. And this is a great product. I hope a lot of you guys are watching this live or on replay. Explore this product, get it. Make sure that you contact Scott. So if you want, I mean, wow, I think I'm going to put it out there that you should look into these CRMs that are already functioning with this product, and yes, also push to see if your CRM can be added to the list. And I'm going to call my CRM provider and push to get them added to this list.
Yeah, because we could expedite the process if your CRM decides to come into the picture, right?
Awesome, guys. So
So-
thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go sign up right now so that I can get the free version. And so this month is the upgraded version. The Pro for LabCoat 50 is the promo code, and then LabCoat 25 is the one for the next 3 months. Is that correct?
Yeah. For this month, LabCoat 25. In the next 2 days, I have it set up for the
2 days.
50%.
Okay.
So anyone that's watching right now, right, can go get it for 50% off.
So
but it's all for 3 months. It's all for 3 months.
Okay, perfect.
The discounts.
LabCoat 50, we've got 2 days for that promotion for 50% off, $5 for 3 months before it's $10 a month. And then LabCoat 25 is for the month of February,
Yeah.
and that's 25% off.
Yep. And it's just lab. I just did lab.
Lab
50, lab 25. We'll drop it in the notes again, right? Lab 50, lab 25. They'll both work, but you probably want the 51.
And how do they contact you, Scott, before we go?
Just Scott at realsync.com, and that's REALSYNCH.com. I'll drop it here. And if you know anyone that is moving to the islands, you know exactly who you need to contact. Laura at Team Lolly, she will happily take care of your clients. They're one of the best teams. I mean, they really are. I'm not just blowing smoke. They are the best in Hawaii, and they have an amazing staff and team, and they will take care of any client that you can send their way. So,
Yes, we will.
Thank you, guys. Until we meet again, have a great day.
thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Aloha.